Right Honorable Speaker, Happy New Year and members. Right Honorable Speaker and members, allow me to make a statement on behalf of the Minister for Presidency regarding the forthcoming 39th NRM NRA Victory Day anniversary celebrations, which will take place on Sunday, 26 January 2025. Right Honorable Speaker and honorable members, Cabinet on 3rd September 1987 directed that 26th of January be gazetted as a public holiday. It's upon this background, Right Honorable Speaker, that the nation on 26th January 2025 will celebrate the 39th NRM NRA Victory Day anniversary. The anniversary celebrations is an opportunity to remind our young generations of the sacrifices made by Ugandans to cause change that ushered in the current peace and socio-economic transformation that is prevailing in Uganda today. Right Honorable Speaker, over the last 39 years, Uganda has witnessed socio-economic transformation indicators never seen before, guided by the correct philosophy, ideology, and strategy of the NRM government, which enabled the economy and society of Uganda to go through 5 phases since 1986. And these phases of recovery are: 1, the minimum economic recovery, phase of restoring the aspects of the small colonial enclave money economy of the 3 C's, that is coffee, cotton, and copper, and the 3 T's, that is tea, tobacco, and tourism. Right Honorable Speaker, all those phases have been supported by improved infrastructure, like motorable roads, border-to-border connectivity. For example, Right Honorable Speaker, currently somebody can comfortably travel from Chisolo to Koboko. We are now flying the cranes in the skies. Mention the electricity supplied. In short, the development of our economy is unstoppable. Speaker, with the rollout of many poverty alleviation activities and initiatives in the country, namely the 4-acre model for smallholder farmers, Emioga, parish development model, and the youth livelihood program, among others, many of our people in the rural setting will definitely join the monetary economy, and thus the outcomes of growth are shared by all. Right Honorable Speaker and members, the theme for the 39th NRM NRA Victory Day anniversary celebrations is 39 years of NRM NRA. Salutation to those who re-sanctified our homeland. Close the question. Right Honorable Speaker, the above theme reminds all of us the brave men and women who stood up for those who could not stand up for themselves at a time of political turmoil in this country. So we are talking of 39 years of re-sanctifying our country, which is indeed worth celebrating.
Right Honorable Speaker, in 1985, there was chaos in our country. My parents were dating. And in January of 1986, the NRA took power, and there was tranquility at the time. My parents eventually gave birth to me in 1986 December, that very year. Right Honorable Speaker, my parents had a debate about the name to give me, and they wanted to name me Yoweri, in memory of the man who led the war to bring tranquility to our country. But as they had further debate about it, they decided to give me the English version of the name Yoweri. And that's how I get to be called Joel. Honorable Speaker, when I look back at the 39 years of the man after whom I was named, I am disturbed. I am disgruntled. And I think that the hero after whom I was named became a shadow of his former past. I have a little book, among other books in my house, called the 10-Point Program. It's a little book. I want to encourage especially members of the NRM to read that book, because I'm sure many of you have not read it. You just hear about it. Please get a copy of that book, the 10-Point Program. It's a very small book. You can read it in even 30 minutes if you're a fast reader. The 10-Point Program. An amazing book. Honorable Speaker, point number 7 of the 10 points is elimination of corruption and misuse of power. If I'm to use just that yardstick, if I had more time, I would go over all the 10, but I'll just dwell on that number 7. Elimination of corruption and misuse of power. Honorable Speaker, we lose over 10 trillion shillings to corruption every year under the NRM government that promised to eliminate corruption. I hope that you score yourselves and see how you are doing today. And by the way, the report of 10 trillion shillings, that's your government report. If it was my assessment, you would say, look, you're just making these things up. I hope that you assess yourselves. Misuse of power, right, Honorable Speaker. There was a time, I was in the media, and some research was done among the citizenry, and each time that research was done, they were asking, are you more confident of police or UPDF? Each time that research was done, the citizens would say they were more confident about the UPDF. They prided themselves more in the UPDF. That's the army that brought this regime into power. I don't know if that research was done today, a similar response would come from the citizenry. Honorable Speaker, there are some officers of the UPDF, both senior and junior, who respect the rule of law, and whom we salute and acknowledge. But, Honorable Speaker, there are some senior and junior UPDF officers who totally disregard the law. We see some of them threatening to behead leaders in this country, to hang others in this country. They call some of their colleagues buffoons. They are fellow senior officers in uniform. I hope that you can score yourselves on the misuse of power that is held by some of these senior officers. Finally, Right Honorable Speaker, court-martial, which was introduced by this regime to discipline serving military officers, has become another example of misuse of power. Civilians are arraigned before this court, persecuted in a manner so wanton, they'll be denied bail for 4 years and more. Leaders in this country, respectable leaders like Dr. Kanokiza Besigye, who fought to bring this regime to power, is now being persecuted under the court-martial. I hope that this regime can make a good assessment of yourselves 39 years down the road. And hopefully you can be ashamed of certain things, the same way you are celebrating some things. And it's okay to celebrate certain things. But I hope you can say, this is shameful, we need to do better. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Kavanda.
Right, Honorable Speaker. And also, I want to thank the Minister for his statement. Firstly, Right Honorable Speaker, the leader of the opposition has said that he's disgruntled, but for me, as a member of the National Resistance Movement and our colleagues this side, we are contented with the National Resistance Movement government. Right Honorable Speaker, allow me to thank His Excellency the President, the Minister for the Presidency, and the Cabinet for allowing to host these celebrations from Mubende. Thank you so much. You all remember that the Liberation War started from my constituency. That is Kabamba, where we have Kabamba 1 and Kabamba 2. And Mubende district, having made such huge contribution, we had never hosted any celebrations. And we want to thank His Excellency the President for accepting to host these celebrations from our district. We are so, so grateful. Right Honorable Speaker, Mubende district has been and will continue supporting the NRM government because of the many achievements that we have received from this government. And we are very grateful for the contribution that the government has given to the people of Mubende. Those who don't know, Mubende district is one of those districts that has benefited a lot in this government. I must inform the leader of the opposition that Mubende hosts the regional referral hospital for Greater Mubende. And it's a contribution to the people of Mubende. The government should have chosen to take it to another district. Right Honorable Speaker, the government of Uganda,
Conclude, Honorable. Conclude as area MP.
Thank
I
you.
gave you extra.
Recently signed a contract with Technovia company to tarmac a road from Rusalira, Kasambia, Nkonge, up to Sembabule, where Kabamba is. And we are very grateful for that as the people of Mubende. As we talk now, Right Honorable Speaker, I know most of you will be coming to Mubende. You will see the road from Mitiana up to Kasambia is under reconstruction by Enago Company Limited. The road from Mubende to Kakumiro up to Hoima is tarmacked by the NRM government. You can cross from Gulu, you go to Masindi, go to Hoima, come up to Mubende without passing through Kampala. Now the government is going to work on a road that I have just mentioned. So you'll be able to connect from all parts of the country through Mubende without going through, driving on a Maram road. That's a contribution for the national resistance movement.
Right Honorable Speaker, I have heard the statement and I really want to speak on behalf of my people of Luelo and maybe the greater Luel districts. First of all, I don't think it's very necessary even to have the celebrations. We can take stock in your cabinet meetings and also make a statement here. The funds you're using to celebrate can be used to do one big project that can really, that is one way of accounting to the people, instead of spending funds in celebrations. Right Honorable Speaker, I want to inform this August House that we have several places where the skulls of our people are deposited. They are in dilapidated structures without covers. If you go to Sambwe in my district, Ndeje Town Council, if you go to Wabsana, that is Chichusa Sub-County, if you go to Butuntumula, you can even cry tears. The NRM government has stayed in power 39 years, but the occupation in the Luel district is 44 years. but nothing has been done to better where the skulls of our people are. But now you're going to Mubende to celebrate 44 years. For what? Right, Honorable Speaker, we need to speak about this because we need to better what is happening. Right, Honorable Speaker, most people are not compensated. In the 9th Parliament, I was a member, I raised this matter. I was told by the then Prime Minister that a sitting government does not pay for rebel activities. But the government and the rebels are the same people. Even in this same Parliament, in the Prime Minister's time, I raised this matter because our people are poor, right, Honorable Speaker. I was given the same answer. So I am wondering why the NRM government is going to celebrate.
Colleagues, let's listen to our colleague. Let's listen to our colleague.
Why are you going to slaughter cows, cook rice, when people are demanding for 5 cows, 20 cows, 30 goats? That money can be used to compensate our people. It is very unfortunate that you think it is all well. It is not well, Mr. Speaker. We demanded for food processing industry because our people supported the rebel groups thinking that we will have a better country. We will see peaceful change of power from one person to another. Our people died in vain, I must tell you that. We wanted democracy, we wanted to see the rule of law, we wanted to empower our people economically. But you can see all the border drivers, when you take stock, you will realize that they come from Bulemezi, they come from, because there's a generation that died, there's a generation that didn't go to school. Instead of taking stock and empowering our people, you're going to go sit in tents, dance, when our people are in a border economy. Right, Honorable Speaker, this is not fair to the people who lost their people and all those who are involved in the war. You need to take stock, account to us, and also make sure you better the economics of our areas. Imagine demanding for food processing industry. 40 years down at right, Honorable Speaker, we haven't. Even the roads. And now you're telling us to come and join you. We can never join you because our people died in vain.
Thank you.
Members, I thank you, members, for all your observations, comments, and supplements, and also to enrich my statement. So I therefore take this opportunity to invite you, all of us, to attend the NRA celebrations in Mubende.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Santa Alum, Member of Parliament representing Oyam District, and a member of the Uganda People's Congress in the Parliament of Uganda. You have asked about the achievement of UPC vis-a-vis the one for NRM. Surely, we were in power for a very, very short time, and the achievements that we did can speak for itself up to now. You can go and count the hospitals that were built by our government, leave alone the schools. Talk of education, the children of the poor and the rich were the same across board. The roads, yes, we worked on some roads. The level of poverty during our regime cannot be comparable to what we have now. Talk about corruption, it cannot be comparable with what we have now. In Mubende, we have the hospital, we have the barracks. These were not the achievement of the NRM. It's the achievement of UPC. So for us as UPC, we have so many things that we can point, and Ugandans can also point, that were done by our government when we were in power, and within a very, very short time. If it were UPC, given all this period of time, we would have done wonders, and we would be at the level of Singapore. It depends from where you are standing from. I heard colleagues mention things that they themselves feel that is worth celebrating. But for me, as a UPC, I'm saying, if we were in power, we would be at the level of Singapore. Thank you.